of Listing Mania, which is a month-long series of training classes and panel discussions that are all tied around the topic of listings, because obviously that's an important topic right now, right? For everyone. So many buyers, but if we can get those listings, that's a good thing. So there are 5 market centers that have come together to include the Metuchen, Montgomery, Westfield, Summit, and my office in Clifton, to put together this series of trainings. And so we're so happy and feel honored that Steve accepted the invite to teach today. And so want to just give you a little bit of his background. But before I do that, just want to make sure in terms of just tips. We have a couple of amazing presenters that are coming up. So I would be remiss in not saying something that about Linda McKissick, who will be teaching on Monday, 10 listings, take 10 listings every month. And again, that's at 11 o'clock. And then we also have Jason Abrams, who's going to close things out on the 29th at 11 o'clock. So just wanted to make sure so you guys can write those things into your calendar, look for the classes, and hopefully, each class, each class is certainly valuable, and that they are also being recorded so you'll be able to go back. But the reminder is this, is that is because it's live, you have the opportunity to ask questions in the now. All right. So without further ado, want to welcome Steve Jindell, who is our New York Tri-State Regional Technology Coordinator. He is an operating principal at the KW office in Livingston, as well as his team, the Jindell Group. We're excited to have Steve, who's going to present a demonstration of our Keller Command system and share examples of how our $1 billion Keller Command platform can help fuel your real estate business and increase your listing count. So this is your opportunity to ask those questions, and he'll give you the format in terms of how those questions will be addressed. But certainly, without further ado, want to welcome Steve Jindell.
Hey guys, how are you? Thanks for having me here. I really appreciate it. It's always fun to talk to people who don't turn their cameras on, because then it's just like talking to the vaporware. I would hope you are bold enough to turn your camera on, because I don't care what you're wearing. As you can tell, I'm wearing a t-shirt. Gary Keller walks out on stage in all black. So I would love, hey, Eileen, good to see you. Ron, good to see you. Some people I know. India, thanks for having me. Renee, always good to see you. Thank you so much for, taking me up on turning on your camera. So it's always nice to see people and, see what they're all about. There you go. Got some cameras on. It's very tough talking to a black screen, right? It's like being on stage in front of 15,000 people. The reason why you can see the front row is because you got to talk to someone. You can't just talk to blankness. So anyway, thank you guys for being here today. I really appreciate it. So one of my jobs as regional technology director is obviously to leverage Command for all it has to do. And I'll be the first one to tell you, Command is not perfect. We all have frustrations with it. We all have challenges with it. The beauty of it is some of the frustrations and challenges you might have had 6 months ago aren't there anymore. And by the way, if you were using it a year and a half ago, there were a lot more frustrations a year and a half ago than there were today. So to say it's getting better is putting it mildly. It's gotten leaps and bounds better from where it was even just 6 months ago. But before I go into Command, I'm going to start off with the #1 script I use that gets me listings. Okay. And this leverages Command, because this is all about Listings Mania. And I've been using this script since last December, January. And this is the only script I use on a listing appointment now. And this seems to be the one that's getting me all my listings right now. So you ready? Yeah, I'll go nice and slow in case you want me to repeat it. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, thank you for having me over. When you hire me tonight, I'm going to leverage the Keller Williams Command artificial intelligence engine and Facebook partnership to start generating leads and start generating buyers for your home the moment we put your home on the market. Is that okay with you? By the way, they have to say yes to that. The next question is, so when are you prepared to hire me now? Because no other realtor you've met with is probably offering you that. There you go. You just had a 2-minute listing presentation and you're done. I don't like wasting time if anyone knows me. I try to be in and out of my listing appointments in under 30 minutes. So for all you guys who go into listing appointments and talk about marketing and all this marketing you're going to do, you're not being specific enough or different than the other realtors that have been in before you. So they're not going to hire you. Because you're not being, in this day and age, people want specifics of how it's going to get done. And please, God, do not tell me that you provide great customer service. Because the person who says they provide great customer service is telling me that your car's already broken, and when you screw up, you're going to fix it quickly. I'm just going to let that sink in again. Does Amazon tell you how great their customer service is, or do they deliver their packages in under a day? Do they? You can unmute yourself and answer. Feel free. This is an open mic. Like I'm cool with you guys unmuting yourself. And I hear realtors all the time say, "But I provide the best service." I'm like, "Oh, so you're going to admit you're going to screw up to the seller, and that you're going to fix your screw up quick?"
Yeah, that's a given.
Right? How about telling your client what exactly you're going to do, and then go do it, and do it so differently that no one else does it? See, we have a tool. It's called Command. No one else does what we do. There isn't a technology company out there. Remember, Facebook picked Keller Williams to build this, not us asking them. Facebook picked us. So I'll repeat the script again. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, when you hire me tonight, I'm going to leverage the Keller Williams Command artificial intelligence engine and Facebook partnership to start running ads directly on Facebook through our system to find buyers for your home. Is that okay with you? Great. You prepared to hire me right now? Here you go. Sign the listing paperwork. I'll see you in 2 weeks when it's sold. Does that script feel weird?
Not at all.
Okay. Why does it not feel weird, Joanne?
Well, one, it sounds very intelligent, and it sounds like you have the channel that is going to leverage the maximum exposure, because the MLS is a given since you're an agent already.
Right. Because the typical listing presentation is, I'm going to put your home on the internet. Duh. I'm going to market your home. Duh. I'm going to do an open house. Duh. And then what? Well, I provide great service. Well, so does Amazon. Can you sell my home in 24 hours? No, seriously. I'm being real here, guys. And I have to be this real to sometimes club people over the head to get your attention. Because, while most realtors talk about their service, I don't like seeing the service department when I buy a new car. You're admitting me your car is going to die before I left before I took my new car off the lot. I don't want to know the service department. I want to know that you'll come to my house, pick up my car, and then bring it back when it's ready. That's service, right?
Yeah.
Right. So that's the difference. That's the difference. So what script are you using that makes you sound so much smarter than every other realtor and so much greater than every other realtor out there that they have no choice but to hire you? Because I guarantee you, your competition isn't saying that on a listing appointment.
It's short, sweet, and right to the point.
I've been using that script, and I'm in and out of a house in under half an hour with that script, because that's all I have to say. There's nothing more they need to hear. I've just given them one marketing tool that I'm going to do that no one else does that's going to get their house sold. And if they ask me further questions along the line, it's kind of similar. Like, okay, how are you going to do that? Well, every realtor is going to put your home on the internet. Every realtor is going to put your home on Zillow. I'm going to create 5 different campaigns in our command system to target 5 different submarkets to find the right buyer for your home. Are you okay with that? What are they going to say? No? They have to say yes to that, because the other realtors aren't even doing any of that, correct? All right, so I'll repeat the script again. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, when you hire me tonight, I'm going to leverage the Keller Williams Command artificial intelligence engine and Facebook partnership to create 5 ads for you to market your home to prospective buyers directly through Facebook. Is that okay with you? Great. Sign here. I'll get started on my process. Notice how price doesn't come up in the conversation when you're talking about a technology that's so unique. Do you ever really shop that much on price on Amazon, or do you just buy it?
Just buy it.
Yeah, you just buy. You read some reviews, make sure that they're at least 4.5 stars,
Right.
And then you click buy, add to cart.
If you're like me, you don't even do it. You find the first product, you press enter, submit, go, because it's convenient, right? You don't even read the reviews. I don't care whether it's batteries or tires, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't need to have a whole long drawn out listing conversation. You need to give them one thing that makes you so unique. You have the tool called Command to do that. Questions, comments, stories, jokes, anecdotes? Tell me, talk to me, people.
Do you show them? Do you actually show them?
No,
Command?
because they don't care.
Okay.
And Maureen, I come across as a high D, but let me go a little deeper on that. I don't care how Amazon delivers the books to me. I just want them. Right? I don't know how, you know, the peanut butter's made, but I want the peanut butter delivered in under 24 hours. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
It's my job as a professional to show them something that I'm going to do and then go do it. They usually don't care how it gets done. What do most sellers care about?
Just
Selling the house.
have sold.
Selling their house, getting an offer, getting the price. So like when I'm on a listing appointment, most sellers will say to me, Stephen, I just want one offer. And you know what I say to them? Great, but my job is to get you more than one offer, because if you have 3 or more, if the first one falls apart, I have a backup. If you get 3 or more, it's going to go over asking price. Is that okay with you?
Of course.
Now they go, wow, you're thinking about things bigger than the average realtor who's marketing my home. Does that make sense, Maureen?
Yes.
Right. So they don't want to know how you do it, but they want to know you're doing something so differently that you can't fail for them. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Yeah, because when you can't fail, they just start handing you listings. It doesn't matter what you price them at, by the way.
Huh?
Price never comes up on my listing presentations because the value is so great, they can't argue about price. The only reason people argue with realtors over the listing price is because your value proposition isn't so great that it blows them away. Your value proposition has to be bigger than Keller Williams Command to blow them away, where price is irrelevant. They're just like, here, come list my home. Like I have a seller who constantly refers me to other clients, and all he says to the clients is, do whatever Steven says. He's going to be in and out of your house in 10 minutes. And by the way, just don't argue over the price. Whatever he says, just do it. Do you know how great those listing appointments are? Because they're not appointments. What are they? Here, come list me. Nice to meet you. Shake your hand. I'll see you at the closing table. Right? I don't have to sell myself. My client's doing it for me. When you have to sell yourself, you don't have a unique value proposition. Guys, who on this phone can tell me what Amazon's unique value proposition is? It's convenience, right? The whole world is at your fingertips in an app in 2 seconds. It's pretty convenient, right?
Yes.
Okay. Give me another company's value proposition. Pick a company, think of one. What's Keller Williams' value proposition?
Win-win or no deal.
What was that?
Win-win or no deal.
Win-win or no deal. Perfect. I like Lucy's in the chat box. Avis, we try harder. Right? My point is, guys, please have a value proposition that makes you so unique that the consumer has to say, if I don't use you, I'm stupid. Okay?
Mhm.
What's your value proposition? And I'll put it to you differently. Why should someone hire you above all the other options out there, including doing nothing? I'll repeat that. Why should someone hire you above all other options out there, including doing nothing? When you can answer that question for the seller with the script I gave you in the beginning, you win. I gave them something that's so unique above every other option out there, including having them sleep on it at night and do nothing, because I can get started right now running campaigns in Command. And I'm going to show you that in a minute, but I wanted to start with this because this is the part that gets you to think. That's why everyone's going internal right now. I can feel it. I can feel it through the Zoom. Everyone's going internal. I'm watching Eileen Angel go internal right now. Questions, comments? Can you answer that question for yourself?
Steve, I love this. I love the script, and I will be using this script forever after because it's so straightforward. you know,
Lucy, you're welcome to steal all my stuff for years, so feel free.
thank you. Thank you. I mean, it is so logical. And also, you're not defending yourself. You're just saying it and then you're being quiet.
Well, there's nothing to defend because they've never heard it before.
Right, right. So I love it. And
By the way, I'll give you a buyer script too that I use for command, that I use at open houses. Even though we're talking about sellers, I'll use this real quick.
great.
Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, when you hire me to buy this home or any home, I'm going to leverage the Keller Williams Command Artificial Intelligence Engine. Sound familiar, right? I'm going to leverage the Keller Williams Command Artificial Intelligence Engine to do a home inspection report and analyze it. Our artificial intelligence comes back and tells you what it costs to fix everything on this home inspection report. Is that okay with you? By the way, no other broker has this. So you might visit other open houses today, but I'm going to make it safe for you. When you say the words artificial intelligence to someone at an open house below the age of 40, they some reason think you're smart. Laura Brockway thought that was good. I see her laughing. Yeah, because by the way, I'm 50. Okay, so when I say that word to my clients who are buying homes under 40, they think I'm smart. I just said that script to a guy from Google who's buying a $1.5 million home from me. He's 30 years old. He said, wait, you guys can do that? And he works for Google. Right? He's like, you have artificial intelligence that can do that? I'm like, yeah, by the way, Google's a partner of ours. You know that, right? He goes, no, I didn't know. Hello. There's your buyer script for your next open house. You got 2 scripts today. Got 1 buyer script. You got 1 seller script. This is all I do right now to get business, right? By the way, this isn't fancy. This isn't rocket science. I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible because we get caught up in all the stuff we can do. We end up doing none of it. Do one thing that you definitely can do that makes you so unique. Lucy's going to go on her next appointment tomorrow. She's going to do it. I guarantee it. I can tell already. It's like when I met Lucy, we met like 11 years ago, and I said to you, here's 117 things I do to get your home sold. And you hand it to the seller. They can't argue with you over commission, by the way, because no one ever gave them that before. Right? The buyer script, no problem. Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, when you hire me to buy this home or any home, I'm going to leverage the Keller Williams Command Artificial Intelligence Engine to do a home inspection report analysis. We will then analyze the report and have an approximate cost of what it takes to fix everything on that home inspection report. Is that okay with you? By the way, no other brokerage has this. So feel free to look at any open house you want. We'll circle back later about how I can make sure you're protected in the home buying process. Thoughts, feelings, opinions?
I like that one too. It's fantastic. I mean, 2 amazing scripts in the first 15 minutes. Thank you.
This is all I've been using, by the way, Lucy, for the last 6 months, 9 months. This is
I know,
it.
and I have to tell you, I have used your long list, which I slightly revised since you gave it to me all those years ago.
Right.
And it has paid dividends for
Right.
me.
So again, guys, we can overcomplicate this and say this is technology for technology's sake, or we can say this is technology to make me money. I'd rather say this is technology to make me money than overcomplicate it. Let's just cut through the BS. We all have different levels of technological prowess on this call, but this is about how to use command to make you money. We spend so much time going to command classes on click here, click here, click here. Again, you all have different technological abilities. I'm not here to judge that. I'm okay with that. But can command make you money? Those 2 scripts should make you a lot of money. Yes? That's it. That's all you got to say. When I told my first client, my first buyer, the buyer script I just gave you, I remember taking him to a house in Short Hills and he said, wait, can we do that analysis thing you told us about when we met you last week? And I said, sure. He's like, just out of curiosity, what does it cost to fix the furnace? I said, it's about $10,000 or $12,000 to replace the furnace. And wouldn't you know, the analysis came back at $9,500. He said, well, you didn't lie to me. I'm good. Okay, so again, don't overcomplicate this. Leverage the tool you have to make you money. It's a tool. Command is a tool. Your choice when to use it or not. If you feel like you have to use it versus a benefit, then it becomes a drag. If you start viewing it as a tool to make you money, everything changes. Okay. What questions do you have right now? Because I'm only 20 minutes in and I don't have much more to do to show you guys except to go into command. This doesn't have to be long. I mean, I don't want to make your life more difficult than it already is. Everyone's stressed out enough with, living at home and working at home and teaching at home and raising kids at home and everything else. What questions do you guys have right now? Feel free to unmute yourself.
Steve, at the risk of driving everybody crazy, I have another question.
Yeah.
When you're with a seller and you say, let's get started, are you taking an exclusive listing and getting that paperwork signed so that you can start the process of advertising?
Yes.
Great.
Yes. I take exclusive listing for about a week and I can start the process of advertising. Now, there's a gray area there because NAR says we have to, if we do any type of advertising, it's supposed to be on the MLS in 24 hours. So there's a gray area with that.
There always is, isn't there?
Yeah, correct. Correct. Personally, I disagree with NAR's rule wholeheartedly. I understand why they're doing it, but soon Zillow will fall into the same IDX rules as we all do as Zillow becomes a real estate brokerage. So it'll change everything. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sure, no problem. But I do take an exclusive. I try to make it a short exclusive though. I want, guys, I don't believe, and this is not to badmouth anyone. I'm not a stager. I don't stage homes. I don't repaint homes. I don't move furniture around. I don't clean up people's homes. I don't. If I tell them, make your home ready as if you're having a cocktail party tomorrow night, I'll be back with my photographer. Okay. I know a lot of people's value proposition is that they're a stager too. I understand the value of staging. It's just not my forte because I know it doesn't make me any different than the next realtor. If 5 realtors they meet to list their home and they all 5 say that they're a stager, they've all devalued themselves. Correct?
Can you repeat the buyer script, please?
Yep, well, I will. 1 second, Stephanie, sure. Just remember, if you all say the same thing, there's no value to any of you. Yes? That's why Walmart can't say, we have Walmart Prime. It's just like Amazon Prime. Do they say that? No, because they can't. Right? They can't. Stephanie, so the buyer script. Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, when you hire me to buy this home or any home, I'm going to leverage the Keller Williams Command artificial intelligence engine to do a home inspection analysis report. We will upload your home inspection report into Command. It'll analyze the report and it'll come back and tell us what it costs to fix everything on that home inspection report. Is that okay with you? You notice how I end every statement with it, is that okay with you? So they have to say yes, and they have to sign my paperwork.
Great, thank you.
Sure, no problem. Donna asked a question in the chat, which was great. No, so far, no negative feedback because they've never heard of a realtor advertising on Facebook at all for their home. So the fact that I'm doing it is kind of like, you're already ahead of the game. Guys, there are still realtors who go on listing appointments who say, I will make sure your home is on Zillow. That's kind of comical to me. I mean, that's a standard fact that's been in our industry since 2009. That's 11-year-old news. Yes? Okay, just checking. I want to make sure we're on the same page. I don't see head nods, so I want to make sure. Like, there are realtors who still say, I'm going to put your home on the internet and market your home. And sellers still hire those people because they don't know you're better because your script isn't strong enough to wake them up and say, I have to hire this person. They're so different than everyone else. See, sellers just want you to be that much better, but they think it's that much better. Perception versus reality. Let them create their own reality from your script. What other questions do you guys have? Not what you expected today, is it? You expected me to go click here, click here. I'll go through that. Don't worry. I'm going to go through the click here, click here, click here. However, I want you to have your script down because if I didn't start using Command till I used that script forced me to go figure out what I had just said to my client, by the way. I tried that script on a seller in December, and then I said, I better go figure out what I just said. I have no idea. And by the way, Command does it. I knew it did it. I just didn't know it. I knew it did it. I had to go figure it out. Because you know what? There's no risk jumping in the deep end of the pool if you don't have the listing, because walking out of there and not getting the listing is worse, and not saying it is worse than me getting it and not knowing how to do it, right?
True.
Cool. What other questions do you guys have? Ron's laughing up there. I
Yeah.
see him.
Well, yeah, I mean, this started off completely different than I was expecting too. So I was like, I actually mentioned to Jackie, who's right over there. It's like, oh, let's see if Steve can tell me something I don't know. And boy, you have.
Thank you, Ron. I appreciate that. You have a
Yeah.
question, or is that it? You good?
No, I think, and I just want to point out, like, the way you deliver this, the script is you clearly just stop and then leave that gap and just let them respond. And I think, you were basically leaving it for us, but like you didn't say anything for several seconds. And I think that's what we have to remember when we deliver that. Don't choke on yourself and try to say something else. Like, just let it seep in.
Yeah, let the silence do the heavy lifting.
Mm-hmm.
That silence is them internalizing, going, did I just hear that? Wow, that sounds so different. And their brain is like a mini seizure. Like, seriously, because you're changing their brain. It's kind of like when I walk into a store, Ron, and I haven't walked into many stores recently, but I have a signature line. When I walk into a store, someone says, hi, how are you? Now, what do you normally say?
Fine.
Fine, good. I say unbelievable. Now, when you say unbelievable, what happens? Is that good? Is that bad? It forces the person to start talking to me.
True.
Right?
That's true. Yes.
Maureen's like, right? So is that good?
Want
Wait,
that.
you said it.
Want that,
But you
yes.
sound happy when you said it, so it could be good, right? So again, all of those things are important for you to understand, that at the end of the day, this is, you controlling the conversation. How do you want to change your script? When you give them something different, like I gave you in the beginning, you're good to go. When you walk into a store and someone says, how are you? And you go, unbelievable. You change the script. You watch their brain go, wait, they didn't say good. Wait, I have to slow down a second and actually talk to this human? Wait, yes, we're humans. We talk to each other, right? You guys are laughing over me just saying the script. Yes? This is like a science experiment for me. I just go around trying to see how many people's brains I can like interrupt with each day to get them to think a little bit more. Questions? What else? Questions, comments, stories, jokes, anecdotes? What else? Nothing? You guys want to see Command now?
I have a quick one.
Yeah, go ahead.
I guess you'll show us where in Command the home inspection analysis report
Yes.
can be found.
Yes, I'll show that at the end, Catherine. Definitely. I want to make sure I show that. No question. Great
This
question.
has
Thanks.
been invaluable. The first like 5 minutes I was sold. Thank you very much.
It's good to know you'll all hire me to come list your house. That's cool.
I absolutely will.
But if I can get other realtors to agree to hire me, I'm good, Catherine. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Yes, you are. And I don't give those compliments too often. That's sparingly. You're good.
I appreciate that. Whenever you're ready to list, just give me a shout, okay? I'll be over there in 2 minutes. Actually, you just do it over the phone, and then I'll just send you the paperwork. Yep.
Absolutely. Through
Yep.
Command, of course.
No problem. That's easy to do. My favorite thing, by the way, is listing homes over the phone in 10 minutes and not going to someone's home.
For
Yes.
sure.
Yeah, I did 5 of those last year where I never went to the person's home and did it all over the phone in 10 minutes. Never walked in their house. That's fun, by the way. That's like free cash. That's time value, money saved. Like, you know your script that well, and your script is that strong that in 10 minutes without going in the house, they'll hire you. Like, life's good. Right? How did I list someone's home over the phone?
Yeah, let's hear that.
Do you want to role play with me?
Me?
Yeah,
Sure.
Role play, role play.
go ahead. So describe your house to me.
I have this amazing house. It's like a castle. It has 5 bedrooms, 4 baths, and it's on an acre property.
Maureen, just curious, are you talking to other realtors?
Yes, I will be.
Okay. How many realtors are you going to be talking to?
Well, I know 5 realtors, so
Okay.
you're the 6th person, but I don't know you, so there.
Okay.
You know,
How,
6.
here's a question I'm sure no one's asked you. How are you deciding which agent you're going to hire?
Well, the one that sees the beauty of my home and appreciates it, and I can get along with, and it's a reasonable price that they charge me to list my house.
Okay. So whatever price I come up with to market your home at and put it on the market doesn't seem relevant to you then. That doesn't matter, correct?
Say that again, sorry.
Well, you just said that you want a reasonable commission, but you didn't care what I price your home at. So I'm
Oh, no, I
assuming.
care what you price it at.
Oh, you do care what I price?
Yeah,
Okay.
I want to get the most money. I want to net the most money.
Okay, so that's more important than my commission? What's more important if you had to rank the factors?
Netting the most money is number 1.
Okay, so you're deciding on netting the most money, but not necessarily the price for your home. So you obviously want someone who's honest with you, correct?
Yes, very
Okay,
important.
so you're not price shopping, I'm assuming, right?
On commission?
No, on the whole process. See, Maureen, here's the challenge realtors face. I'm one of 6 realtors you're talking to. And at the end of the day, there are realtors out there that give you the number you want to hear just to buy your listing. And I call that price shopping.
I'm not going to do that. I
Okay,
have an
great.
idea based on all the open houses I've been in.
Great, okay, because I don't want to go through that process with you, and I'll just pull myself out of competition if that's how you're deciding it. Because I'll just lie to you, and like most realtors will, and tell you it's $4 million, and I'll do it for 1%.
No, no.
Okay,
no.
all right, great.
My house is not worth $4 million.
Okay, just want to make sure we're on the same page because I said that to a little old lady whose home was 350, and I said I'll list your home at 3 million and do it for 1%, and she hired me, and I listed it for 350 for 6%. So I just want to make sure we're good.
Yes.
Okay, great. So, listen, I said, Marie, just to save you time, I would love to be the last realtor that comes into your home and meets with you because there's 6 things I do no one else does in real estate. And those 6 things are so different. They usually get your home sold. And the other realtors do the same things I do, but they just don't do these extra 6 that get your home sold. They might get your home sold, but these 6 that I do guarantee you a home sale. I'm assuming you definitely want to move, correct?
Yes.
Great. So here's the deal. I'll give them to you real quick. I'll talk about them, and then you can decide if you want me to come over. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, great. First of all, I'm going to leverage the Keller Williams Command artificial intelligence engine to generate buyers for you from ads I'm going to run on Facebook. In fact, because the way technology has changed so much, I'm going to create 5 different campaigns on our Facebook partnership with our artificial intelligence engine to start finding buyers from your home, for your home, beyond the traditional MLSs and Zillows. Is that okay with you?
Yes. You're the only agent that does that?
I'm the only one that you'll probably interview that does that. Have you heard that from anyone else you know?
I have not heard that.
Great. So I'm already ahead of them. So that's number 1 differentiator. Number 2, when we get to the Sunday open house program that most people run for 2 or 3 hours, what I have found is that most buyers like to come when they feel like coming, and your open house isn't special. And we're an event-driven society. I like making my open houses special. So when I run my open houses on Sundays, I only do them for 1 hour long or 30 minutes long. Which do you prefer?
I don't want any open houses.
Fine, no problem. That makes my life a lot easier. Great. If you decide you want one and we do it in 1 hour, you'll probably have your home sold by Monday morning. So I just want it sold in 24 hours to get you the most amount of money. Okay. If you don't want it, no problem. That makes my life a whole lot easier.
Yeah.
Next is we have what's called a cancellation guarantee. Most realtors typically lock you up into 6-month listing agreements. I'm sure you've seen that in the past, correct?
Yes.
Yep. My listing agreement's only 24 hours long. Is that okay with you?
Definitely.
Okay, great. So I can go through the other 3, but you probably already know I'm going to do all that they do plus all these other things. So you ready to hire me right now? Because there's no risk in hiring me because I have a 24-hour listing agreement. So you can fire me tomorrow if you're upset.
And there's no cost to me, even though you've run ads? Okay.
Nope.
All right. I think I will.
All right, great.
What price were you thinking?
Oh, 900,000 sounded right to me based on the comps you gave me. Is that okay with you?
Yes, perfect. I like that.
Beautiful.
And 6%, is that what you charge?
Well, I really should charge 7, but I'll give you a discount to 6 because I do so much more than the other realtors out there. So
Thank you, 6%. All
Yep.
right.
great.
Thank you.
That wasn't 10 minutes. Maureen, how was that?
It was good, very good. That 24-hour, I think, really, cancellation policy is a big seller. Do you use that all the time?
Every time I walk in and I hand that, the first thing I give them is that sheet of paper. It's called the cancellation guarantee. I just hand it to them when I walk in the door.
Okay.
So
Well, because
Steve,
every realtor does a 6-month listing agreement, right? So they normally say to you, how long's your listing agreement? And what do I say? 24 hours. And they go, what do you mean? I only want a 3-month listing agreement. I'm like, is 24 hours too short for you? Like, what's wrong with 24 hours? This is so not what you expected today, was it?
No.
All right.
Not at all, but I love it.
so how do you explain the 24-hour list?
So after they say, I give them the cancellation guarantee, Laura, I
Yeah.
say to them, we're going to sign a 6-month listing agreement. If at any time in the agreement you're unhappy, sign this piece of paper, give it back to me, and I'll release you from the listing.
Perfect. Okay.
Yep.
There it is.
Does that happen? Have you had them come back and
Since
That's
2004, when I started doing this, it's happened twice.
twice out of how many listings would you say?
I don't know. I don't know how many listings a year I take. I don't even know. I mean, I'll take 2 over a 15-year period, wouldn't you?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Now, by the way, I
I
have
don't know.
fired more clients with that clause. It's a 2-way clause, by the way,
Right.
right? So I've gone back to clients and said, so, hey, thank you so much, but it's just not working out between us. So I'm going to release you from the listing agreement effective immediately. We'll take our sign down and our lockbox off. I wish you the best of luck. Wait, what do you mean? It's just not working and it's not worth it. You'll be better off with a realtor who does it the way you want him to do it. And this is all I've done is sell 30 homes a year since 2004. Most of my clients typically sell 1 home every 20 years. I do 30 a year. So I wish you the best of luck in you telling someone else how to sell your house. Thank you so much.
That's awesome.
Right. That's it. So it's a 2-way agreement. I've fired 10 people. I've only had 2 people fire me. Because you're the professional. Let's start acting like professionals. All right. This class is about one thing, upping your game to a level that's so good that the bad clients bounce off you and the good clients find you. Does that feel a little different? We've all had bad clients, correct?
Yes.
They suck the life out of you. I have to wake up every day for the past 6 months and see the house next door to me with a Coldwell Banker sign on its front lawn. And everyone's like, why didn't you take the listing? Because he wanted $579 for a home that's worth $450. So he put all this money into redoing the driveway and painting the home and staging it and fixing it up, and still dropped the price from $579 to $529. And then sold the house recently after 6 months for $510. He would have been sold for $450 or $475 and out as an as-is sale. And that person was dumb enough as an investor to buy the home and thinks he's going to put a $1.3 million home next door to me. That's even funnier, right? So now I go from a Coldwell Banker sign to a Weichert sign. I don't laugh anymore. I shake my head over the idiocy of what I'm watching next door to me,
Right.
right? It's not worth my stress. I'll have 4 other listings on and off the market by the time that one's even built, sold, and done with. So why worry about it? Yes? Cool. All right, let's go into command real quick. I'm going to share my screen. We have about 20 minutes left. Questions, comments, stories, jokes, anything else right now? Are you guys good? All right, so I want you guys to bookmark this webpage if you can. It will save you a lot of stress. It's called answers.kw.com. If you have any questions about how to do anything in command, this is a step-by-step guide on what to do. Answers.kw.com. Okay. You can type in here Facebook ad and you can go into the search bar and it will give you step-by-step instructions on how to configure an ad for Facebook.
Wow.
Did you guys know it was here?
No.
No.
Yeah. It's all here on how to do it. That's why I always say, me showing you how to do it in an hour-long class, your eyes will glaze over and you might as well start doing vodka shots, okay? Like you can come here and watch this and read it through step by step till the cows come home. So far, so good?
Yeah, Steve, I like this because, you know, I'm going to get fewer calls now.
Right. No, me too, by the way. Yes. 'Cause I get the calls too, Ron. So yeah, answers.kw.com. So far, so good?
Yes.
That's your savior. All right, so let me go into command real quick. I'm going to show you guys the two things you asked for today. One is how to create an ad, and one is where the home inspection report is. I'll go into the home inspection report first. It's probably the faster part. If you're in command under opportunities on the left-hand side of the screen, and you click opportunities, and you've created a buyer opportunity. And I'll wait for my home Wi-Fi to catch up. I apologize. Every time in the afternoon, it seems to bog down at home. This is why tech demos are boring, because you got to sit here and wait for my screen to catch up. And you have a specific buyer that's in here under an opportunity, and you click the buyer contact card. It will open up a detail screen. If you scroll down, see where it says repair estimate report?
No. Oh, yeah.
Right there. We're good?
Yep.
All you have to do is click get started. Click get started again. And upload it into command right here. And in 48 hours, it sends it back to you in the report. Now, what it looks like when it comes back to you is this. This is a sample of what it looks like. And you can share it with your clients. You can share it with attorneys. When you share this with your attorneys, if you're in New Jersey, right? This is so powerful. The attorneys love this. They think you're a genius, by the way. So it looks at the home inspection report and says, oh, this issue's on page 11. We have to fix the siding, and it's going to cost $483 to fix. And we have to fix the breaker for the condenser unit on page 13, and what it'll approximately cost.
Wow. Steve, do they give you contractors also?
No, they don't give you contractors. Nope.
So how do they know these are New Jersey prices?
They've hyper-localized the data, so the difference between one of these in Alabama and New Jersey is so radically different. It's crazy.
Okay, great.
Yeah, because that was my look. I'll tell you one thing. When it comes to new technology, I'll be really brutally honest. I like to be the guinea pig, so you guys don't have to be. So I've been doing this since January, February, March, when I started like running these reports, and all my clients have said this is great, and no one's come back and disputed the prices with me.
Cool.
So they've hyper-localized the data that New York's more expensive than Oklahoma, for example. Okay.
Steve, quick question. Do you have to have permission from anybody in particular to put this into Porch?
Yes, you have to have permission from your buyer. So your buyer gets
Okay.
an email from you asking for permission. So what I do, Lucy, is I tell my buyer, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, remember that home inspection report we talked about after the home inspection, right? I'm going to upload it tonight. You're going to get an email from me asking for permission to analyze it. Just reply yes to that email that comes from our system so we can analyze it. So in 48 hours, I can get the price quotes for you.
Fabulous. Thank you.
Now, what I also tell them, Lucy, is remember, this isn't the Bible. When you see this, decide which of the big issues we should go back and get real estimates for.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Remember, the younger generation who's buying homes below the age of 40 loves data, and they're used to Googling instant everything. What makes them frustrated on a home inspection is they can't get access to data. We just gave them the data they need, so then we can get real estimates.
Right.
Can we use it for our sellers too?
Yeah, you could use it for your seller too. Of course you could. You just got to get permission. Now, remember, your seller would have to do their own home inspection. They could not use the buyer's home inspection because the buyer paid for it.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Steven.
Yeah.
So, hi. Can you please walk us again where in opportunities it is, because I've opened it and I see the details and I don't see the porch.
If you don't see
portion.
porch, it means you haven't connected it from the marketplace. So you see this little marketplace button up here on the top next to the alert bell?
Yes.
You're going to click that and you're going to type in the word porch and you're going to connect porch for free to command.
Wow. Okay, that was the missing part for me.
Yep.
Let me
come
see.
into your apps,
porch.
you're going to type porch and connect it right here. Okay.
Search. Yes. So how do I connect?
Once you press search on porch, literally the handshake button down here, you click it, it'll connect. Or you click the icon, one of the two.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
No problem.
So it says porch repair estimate, repair estimate report request. So that's the first request that I can do.
Yep. That's what you have
Wonderful.
to do.
Oh my God. Thank you so much.
Okay. Robin, it's done. I mean, Porch has a system that does the analysis. It's all done through artificial intelligence. You send it to them, they send it back to you. And by the way, if you need it faster than 48 hours, they'll send for $50, they'll do it in 24 hours. So they'll ask you, do you want standard time or do you need a rush? Okay. Questions? Questions, comments, stories? We're good? All right, so let's go into
Would you
command now.
charge them the $50 or would you?
No, I'd eat that cost if they needed it that fast. I would. I don't think I would.
Okay.
Yeah. I may be greedy by charging a seller 6 or 7%, but I'm not going to be greedy to my buyer. Just kidding.
Steve, I have a quick question. The permission email, is that generated by the system or you
Generated by the system? Yeah, you have to enter their contact info into the system, and then it sends a email to them. They confirm, and then Porch starts analyzing it.
Thank you.
Sure. All right, so let's go into we did opportunities. Let's go into campaigns. We're in campaigns now, and we're going to make sure that we're going to create a new campaign, which is a Facebook campaign to generate the buyer leads that we just promised our seller we were going to generate. Okay. So I click create a new campaign, and I'm going to pick social ad paid. I'll call this Listings Mania test, and we're going to advertise a listing. Now, important safety tip, do not pick more than one channel down here. You have Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. If you pick Facebook, the Facebook audience is a different audience than an Instagram audience. Does that make sense? So your messaging and media need to be a little bit different for Facebook versus Instagram. So just make sure you pick one audience per ad. Do not mix your audience. This is like saying to someone, run the same ad on CNN and MTV.
Right. Okay.
They're two different audiences, right? You don't run the same ad. Same thing here. Instagram audience is different than the Facebook audience. And remember, your buyer is like a flea on cocaine, so less is more.
Steve, are you saying that if you've got something you want to advertise, you're going to do 2 completely separate campaigns?
You got it, Lucy.
Fine, thank you.
Mm-hmm. You got it.
Steve, if you already have an ad running, can you go in and change that?
No, you cannot.
You got to start over.
You can stop the current campaign and if you want to save money and start over again. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. So again, I'll pick my I think all my listings are sold right now. That's the problem, but we'll check. All right, I'll take this one. So you pick a listing, it pulls all the information over, picks your photos and pulls them over automatically. Just in essence of time, just going to go through it quicker. You get to your main copy. That's your main copy right above where your photos are going to be. Now, I would tell you this, make it short, sweet, to the point, okay? You're not doing a flyer. You're doing an ad on Facebook where someone in a half a second could scroll by you. Yes? We all scroll stuff. You have you really think about it this way. I have 1.5 seconds to get their attention.
Right.
How am I going to do it? Ron, how fast is 1.5 seconds?
Really fast.
Like that, right? Like a snap of a finger, right? Before you can unmute yourself, that was 1.5 seconds, right?
Totally.
So best value in the area. Now you can also use Bitmojis if you want to, because a lot of people like those. I always like to use Bitmojis to drive the traffic or put a little thumbs up like it's a great deal. Never use even number Bitmojis, use an odd number because odd numbers attract attention. So use 3 of something or every other one be a different Bitmoji. Enter headline. And your description. Again, not too long. Don't make it too long. The longer you make it, the faster they're going to scroll by it. You want them to click on the ad. That's the goal. You don't want them to read a book and then scroll away. You want them to click on the ad. Configure your ad media. This is where you're going to put your photos up. Again, you're allowed 5 photos. Just note a couple things. Facebook's algorithm will cascade your 5 photos and pick the one that's getting the most clicks. The one that's getting the most clicks is the one that will be shown first. Also know any ad that mentions guns or alcohol or any photos that happen to have an image of guns or alcohol anywhere in the back. Like if you have a book over your shoulder that says guns and ammo in the photo, they will deny your ad.
Okay.
Okay. If there's a glass of wine sitting on a table in the far corner, their algorithm will see it and kick your ad out.
Oh.
Okay. So just so you guys know that. Configure your ad. This is where you're going to pick your business page. And you'll notice that it changes here at the top to your business page from Keller Williams. So pick your business page from the drop down. Now here's the other thing where I see people make a lot of mistakes. I always pick the Facebook lead generation form. The reason why I pick that is when the consumer goes on Facebook and clicks on your ad, it will automatically put in their cell phone number and their email address. And when they press OK, it'll send them to you. They don't have to re-enter anything. So you don't get fake names and numbers because they use the Facebook lead generation form. Okay. And then I send them back to either a landing page or my website. Now, this is the part down here where you make your money. This is where you customize your ad. And this is where I like to say, all of us who are anti-Zillow people, I'm an anti-Zillow person. This is where you steal your leads back from Zillow legally. Ready? I got your attention with that one, didn't I, Maureen?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, great. So you're going to target a custom audience. The smallest you can go radius is 15 miles. You can go around the house by address. You can go around New York City if you wanted to. There's no rhyme or reason. You know, you can pick whatever radius you want the search to be. You can increase the number of miles around the property. But you see where it says expert targeting? This is where you get to say, I want to target this ad at X. So I always say to myself, who's the most likely buyer for this home in this town, and what do they do for a living? Because I want my ad not to just to go to the people looking at the real estate sites, but I want my ad to go to the people who do X for a living, whatever X is, right? So I will always put an ad together of people who like Zillow or have been to Zillow recently.
Ah.
And then I'll also put in people who've been to Trulia or Realtor.com recently. And then I'll pick 3 or 4 others, like people who've been looking at mortgage calculators, people who've been looking for a mortgage loan. I can keep, sorry, my internet's slowing down for me. So you see this interest tab with the triangle? When you click the triangle, it will show you over 300 different options. So look at what people do for a living. If this town serves Wall Street investment bankers, you can run an ad for people who are interested in investment banking that are within 30 miles of this home. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Steve, how about a specific type of group such as 55 plus, if you're selling in one of those communities?
You can't, because Facebook was smacked pretty hard by the government for unfair housing practices.
Oh, but even in those communities that are.
Yeah, you can't. They won't put that up there.
So I can't even use that. Okay.
No,
all
you
right.
can use like townhomes or condominiums. You can do. I think I don't know if seniors is a category. I've never gone down that to look to see.
Well, just active, active community. I guess you could put 1 floor living or types like that, maybe.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
I'm going down to see if it says seniors at all, just because I scrolled down to the S's. No senior citizen. Single family detached home. Right. So this is where you make your money. Recommendation, guys, is to pick no more than 5 or 7 categories per ad. Then you're going to save your Facebook ad, and then you're going to pick your duration and budget. Again, recommendation is no more than 10 days, because 10 days on Facebook, your ad is stale. Does that make sense? After that 10-day period, I typically run my ads for $50 or $5 per day. So it's $5 per day over 10 days. I spend more at Starbucks than I do for that, and I get more leads out of this. So this is like a no-brainer. Then I click publish campaign, and in 24 hours, the campaign's live. So for each listing, I'm going to do 5 different campaigns. One focusing on the real estate folks, the Zillows, the Realtors, the Trulias, the mortgage calculators, the people looking at mortgage loans. Then I'm going to do it by specific industries, teachers, lawyers, medical professionals, people who like gardening, people, whatever it looks like, okay? And that's where I'm going to get my 5 different ads. Now, when I go into what I've been doing with Facebook, you'll see when you come back in here, my average leads are somewhere in the neighborhood of 50 leads per ad. Not every single one, but you can see my past ad. I spent $50. I got 53 leads, and I spent 94 cents per lead. This one was 67 leads for $1.12 per lead. I did a $75 campaign. This one wasn't as good. It was a $75 campaign, and I only got 29 leads, etc.
Steve, where do you
you know how they say, do $10 per day, $1 per day. How do you decide to go above that? Or what have you, obviously you think like $50 is the sweet spot. What is your, I don't know, the rationale for that, or?
Trial and error.
Okay.
I screwed it up so you don't have to. So I wasted my money so you don't have to. How about that?
That's cool. Steve, how do you get notified of the leads?
What was that?
How do you get notified of the leads?
You'll get notified either in Kelly via email or through the bell icon up here on the top.
Okay.
All 3, actually.
All 3 will tell you.
But it's either or?
Yep. No, it's all.
No, it's all at the same time, Laura.
Yep, all at the same time.
And what kind of quality are you getting on these leads? How many are converting?
I would tell you for every 50 I'm getting, 2 are right now buyers. I've just got to find those right now buyers. The 3 to 6 are 3 to 6 month down the road buyers. The rest are someday buyers. Okay.
Thank you.
Sure. I again, the challenge is sorting through the 50 to find the 2, but that's okay with me. I'll sort through it, because when the lead comes in, we call them right away, and then automatically I put them on a smart plan. So guys, it's 2:00. I know we're up against the clock, and I have another class to teach right now. So is there anything else that I could help you with? I'm going to put my contact info in the chat, in case you need to reach me. I don't answer calls at 9 o'clock at night. Someone tried to text me at midnight with a tech question. My phone's off. Okay, so I appreciate you guys, love you guys, but I'm not going to answer your questions at 1 in the morning.
Right.
You know, just remember, I'm a tech person. I can set up autoresponders to text you back at 3 a.m. if you want me to. So, guys, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
That was great.
This is great, Steve.
Thank you.
All right. Have a great
Thanks,
one.
Steve.
Thanks.
Thank you, Steve.
Bye.